I sent you to treatment. I showed you compassion. I tried to get you help instead of jail, right? And you cut your tether off and absconded. And not only did you abscond, you went on to commit 1, 2, 3, 4 more, at least to be charged 4 more times with other crimes.
This hearing opens with a warning shot. The judge isn't speculating, he's laying out a pattern. Treatment offered instead of jail, trust extended, and then bond conditions ignored. What you're about to see isn't just a routine violation hearing, it's a courtroom moment where compassion collides with accountability. 2 defendants, repeated chances, drug use, absconding, and a judge clearly signaling that patience is wearing thin. The real question is this: when help is offered and ignored, how long should the system keep trying before consequences take over?
Your Honor, Ridley and Pitts is ready.
All right, I've got Mr. Barron in here on this one. I've got Ms. Grasso up, so I'll call it and then I'll move on to that. This is 2582835FY and 24TA12883A. Can I get appearances?
Paragraphs on behalf of information.
Todd Barron appearing on behalf of Ms. King.
All right, Ms. King, can you tell me your first and last name?
Nancy King.
All right, so today there's a bond violation up today. You're out on bond right now on a felony case. Have you talked to Mr. Gonick, your attorney?
Not today, no.
And you came in today and you were tested, drug and alcohol tested, and you tested positive for marijuana and methamphetamines on an instant cup drug test and admitted to use. You understand that?
Yes.
And right now, ma'am, I gave you, you're in on a meth case. How are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, I have had the opportunity to speak with Ms. King with regards to this. My understanding is she was here today for her pre-sentence interview. I'm not sure if a sentencing date has been set yet or not. In any event, I did discuss with her right to have a hearing on this allegation. Given the circumstances, my understanding is she's going to be waiving her hearing right and admitting to the bond violation. You've executed your divisive rights as well as the other form.
Ma'am, do you understand everything your attorney just said? Okay, and ma'am, can you step closer to that microphone? My court recorder has to be able to hear what you say.
I just lost my voice.
No, it's okay. Just keep on coming. Keep coming. See that microphone? Bend it down a little bit. There we go. Ma'am, you understand that the allegation is you violated your bond by testing positive for meth and marijuana. You understand that?
Yes.
Did you go over this bond violation advice of rights form?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
And did you sign and date the back of that? You understand you have a right to a hearing, and if at that hearing it would have to be proven by a preponderance of the evidence. That's like 51% that the violation occurred. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And you had a chance to discuss it with your attorney?
With him, yes.
Okay. That's your attorney today. Did you hire Mr. Gonick or was he appointed?
He's appointed.
Okay. Ms. Grasso, you're gonna have to reach out to Mr. Gonick and make sure he's aware. Ma'am, you understand if you plead guilty, you're waiving these hearing rights. We're not going to have a hearing. All right. To the allegation, you tested positive for marijuana and methamphetamines on an instant cup drug test on February 4th and admitted to use. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to get you to plead?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead? Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes.
All right. I'll accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. What are you thinking? Did you like the Wayne County Jail? Did you find it a very nice place to be?
No.
Judge, if I may, this is a very confusing, or a unique situation in my experience. I out of respect, I won't ask my client how old she is, but she's old enough to have had a record by now if there was a prior problem, and she's got no prior history. This appears to have been a first offense. She acknowledges the use. She does admit that she previously had a prescription
For meth?
no, for Adderall and for attention deficit disorder, lost her insurance and admits to have been self-medicating in this manner. Obviously, there's a problem here. How deep that problem goes is anybody's guess at this point. Given her age and the fact that there wasn't a prior record, hopefully this is something that can be nipped in the bud.
I do want to add, I was able to live PSI today, and we had discussed the terms of her bond when she was released from Wayne County. She did acknowledge that she was not supposed to be using, but she did admit to the cravings being there. She knows there's an addiction issue. It's just trying to handle it now.
Will you understand, ma'am, you cannot handle, Miss King, listen, you cannot handle and fix a meth addiction on your own. Do you understand that? Like, this is not something you just say, I'm not gonna do it anymore and not do it. It's meth. It's probably the most addicting drug in existence in the United States, or that I know of. Do you understand that? So you're on bond on a felony case that you got reduced to a misdemeanor. You can't use, and you're still using. So what do? I mean, I revoke your bond and put you in jail. You need treatment. Are you ready to quit using meth, or are you still having the time of your life?
I'm ready to be done.
How long have you been using?
Like 6 months.
6 months, that's it? How long before that had you tried meth before? I mean, it's weird to me that someone just picks it up.
It was,
I was going through separation.
It was cocaine before meth. So there's a long history of substance use.
Not very long though.
What do you consider very long?
Years and years.
Okay. Before you did meth, you were doing coke. She needs to go into treatment. You need to go to treatment. You know that. I mean, you don't think so?
I hope. I mean,
Ma'am, can I just express this to you then? Let me put it this way, and then tell me what you think. Say I am out doing meth, right? And I get charged with a felony. I've never had a criminal conviction before, right? Imagine it's not you, imagine it's me. And I'm doing meth. I get an attorney that gets a felony down to a misdemeanor, right? It's not a felony anymore. You get a felony reduced down to a 1-year misdemeanor, right? So you're not going to felony court, you're not going downtown. So I find that out. And the judge I go in front of tells me, here are the things you can't do to stay out of county, right? You can't use meth. You can't use any other drugs, right? These are the things you have to do. I didn't give you crazy bond conditions. I said you can't use while you're on bond. And the first time you come into the court in person for your meeting with the probation department, you're using meth. You test positive. I test positive for meth. So it's me. I get a felony reduced to a misdemeanor. I get told by the judge not to use, and then I stroll into the court and test positive for meth and admit, yeah, I'm using meth. Do you think I have a problem under those circumstances?
I don't know.
You don't know? You think I just like to party once in a while and do meth?
can I add?
I mean, you don't care if you go to jail. So I'll do that instead. If you don't know if you need treatment, and then you're just defying my bond conditions and you're doing it willfully, not because you have a problem, not because you have a substance use disorder, but because you like jail and you want to party and not listen to me. So I'll accept the guilty plea. Anything else, Mr. Asso?
I just want to add, that she was informed that she had to be put on testing. I did, once I was notified that she was released, I did reach out to her a couple times, did not hear back. I sent a notice to appear on Friday. It seems that we did not have an apartment number, so I'm expecting that notice to come back. She hasn't even been on testing yet. That's why I texted her today.
All right, when's her sentencing, do you know, when it's scheduled for?
I don't know offhand, it's cut in a couple weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Ms. Weldon, can you check and see what her sentencing is scheduled for? So I gave her
223 at 8.
There's her current bond. She had posted 500 and is on GPS tether at this time.
I know, but she's willfully defying my bond conditions. And it's not because she has a problem, it's because she just wants to party and not listen to me. So she's going to jail. I'm revoking the bond. Let's see. Revoke personal bond. She has a $15,000 cash surety bond with a GPS. She's previously KBS too, with a GPS tether. And all other bond conditions. And if we can move that sentencing date up, we will. But she's looking at a year, so she's okay to sit down, right? She's looking at a year. And she doesn't have a problem. She just doesn't like listening to court. So I don't think she's gonna be really good at probation given that. So if I can sit down for longer, that's my decision. See you on the 23rd. I'm gonna write.
Look your back. Go that way.
This is the emotional and legal core of the hearing. The judge isn't minimizing addiction, in fact, he does the opposite. He clearly explains that meth isn't something you just stop, and that self-control alone isn't enough. But here's the legal line he draws: acknowledging addiction doesn't excuse violating bond conditions. Ms. King was given a reduced charge, reasonable conditions, and a chance to stay out of jail, and still tested positive at her first in-person check. From the court's perspective, that signals risk, not recovery. So ask yourself, is jail being used here as punishment or as the only remaining leverage to force treatment and protect the court's authority?
All right, on McCoy, I have a couple different things going on here, it looks like. The People versus Alicia McCoy, 241074, 241834, 251082OM.
Matt Keys on behalf of probation.
Morning, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fant on behalf of Ms. McCoy. Judge, the 25.
10820.
Yeah, the one that ends 82. That matter is being dismissed.
All right, so that case will be dismissed for the prosecutor.
The other matters involve a bond violation. Judge, I've had the opportunity to speak with Ms. McCoy. She understands the allegations. She's prepared to enter plea of guilty to that. She understands the recommendation as well.
All right, Ms. McCoy, can you tell me your first and last name?
McCoy.
All right, Ms. McCoy, can you come up a little closer to the, no, not to me, to the microphone there?
Yeah.
All right. So you're here on a bond violation hearing. These are the allegations that you tampered with your GPS tether and absconded from treatment at Share House on October 23rd of 2024 and failed to report to the court on October 24th of 24, that you incurred new charges in the city of Taylor on April 4th of 25, in the city of Detroit on October 2nd of 24. That was a felony. And on April 11th, 25, in the city of Wyandotte on September 20th of 25, that you were convicted of a new offense in Detroit on March 11th of 25, and that you failed to appear for your bond violation on June 25th of 25. Do you understand those allegations?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you have a chance to go over your advice or rights form with your attorney? Did you go over your rights?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on the form?
Actually, she signed on the violation form.
Oh, thank you. Ma'am, do you understand if you enter a plea of guilty that you'll be waiving the rights listed on that form?
Yeah.
We're not gonna have a hearing if you plead guilty, right?
Right.
Okay. To the allegation you tampered with your GPS and absconded from treatment at Shar House on 10/23/24 and failed to come to the court on 10/24/24, how do you plead? To the allegation you incurred new charges in Taylor on 4/4/25, Detroit on 10/2/24, and 4/11/25, and in the city of Wyandotte on September 20th/25, how do you plead? To the allegation you were convicted of a new offense in the city of Detroit on March 11th/25, how do you plead? To the allegation you failed to appear for your bond violation on June 25th/25, how do you plead? Okay. Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or promised you anything to get you to plead?
No.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yeah.
Okay. Satisfied?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept the pleas to the violations. Miss McCoy.
She did inquire whether she could go back into treatment, but
See though, Miss McCoy, you need it more than anyone I've seen this week. But here's the problem, I sent you to treatment. Mr. Keys, is she the one that cut it off as soon as she got there?
No.
She was not.
Okay,
That's a different individual.
okay.
However, she did not make it long in treatment before removing the tether.
I mean, Miss McCoy, you understand, like, I sent you to treatment. I showed you compassion. I tried to get you help instead of jail, right? And you cut your tether off and absconded. And not only did you abscond, you went on to commit 1, 2, 3, 4 more, at least to be charged 4 more times with other crimes. Like, you're out of control. Your addiction is out of control.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know how bad you are now or what you're doing yet, but it's gonna get worse. And I can't keep trying with someone who's just not ready. I'm revoking the 7/4/11 status. She's doing 90 days in jail. You got 90 days in jail. She's got credit for 17 days.
Correct.
All right, 90 days jail, credit 17. I'm waiving the balance on 241834FY and 241074OM, closing the files without improvement because I don't anticipate you being able to pay these anytime in the future.
Department of File Medical for MAT.
You getting any help in the jail so far? Are you seeing someone? Or they got you in a treatment program? Okay, I will file medical. How long you been in?
I went to the hospital for a week and then I've been there for a week.
So you're detoxed. Are you getting MAT?
Yeah.
They're getting you Suboxone or something?
Yes.
You don't want to.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, we're all set. Did I write somewhere on here that I adopted the record?
This hearing ends with a hard but deliberate decision. In both cases, the judge emphasized the same principle. Treatment is available, but it requires participation and compliance. Cutting off a GPS tether, absconding from treatment, picking up new charges, those aren't mistakes, they're escalations. By revoking bond and imposing jail time, the court signals that unchecked addiction paired with repeated defiance leaves no middle ground. These rulings aren't about anger, they're about limits. The takeaway is clear: the justice system can offer help, but it cannot force readiness. Backhand index pointing right if you found this case as shocking as we did. Make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.